Now, one really lovely salad crop to grow is watercress. Now, the problem with watercress is it tends to like good flowing water, so sort of growing it in streams, which is a bit of a problem if obviously you want to grow it in containers or in your veg border. But there's a new one that they've brought out called Watercress Aqua, and you can grow this in your garden soil, or you can put it in a pot or a trough like this. This is a nice mature set of aqua plants. It's actually reaching the point now where it's going slightly over. It's several weeks old, but you can still pick off a few little tips, the tips of the plants, which obviously the best ones to take, or just the individual leaves. Once it gets more mature like this, it does get a little bit hotter. If you can keep it well watered, it will keep producing some new shoots, which are slightly less hot. But once you give it another week or two, and this will have gone over. So if you have successional sowings of this, if you sow every couple of weeks, you'll get lots of young, fresh growth that's not quite as hot. But it's very easy to grow. You just need a pot or a trough like this. A pot this size is quite good, and it's just a case of literally sprinkling the seeds over the surface. And they're quite small seeds, and you literally sprinkle over like this, not too thick, but not too thin either. That's all we need. And then a little bit of compost over the top, just to cover the seed, because it is only very, very fine seed. If you're sowing in rows, you sow reasonably thickly, and then you'll thin out once they grow, just a few inches apart. But the beauty about watercress is that you're plucking off small leaves, individual leaves, or the tips of the plant. So you're not actually sort of harvesting the whole plant. So just gently tamp it down. Give that a good watering. Probably a good idea to put it in a little tray of water, because it really does like to be quite moist. It does take quite a while to germinate. And when you start to see the very tiny little seedlings, they look like they're just not moving, they're just not growing. So it will take sort of three or four weeks for it to really get going into its stride. And once it does, it just romps away, and you've got a lot to pick. It can be sown pretty much all year round, but you'd probably have to sow it in a greenhouse in late autumn for some winter sort of microgreens. But certainly from spring through the summer, you could do successional sowings. But it's really quite an easy crop to grow, and very, very tasty.